Hi, I'm Professor Render. This is the Open Weekly for A Link to the Past Randomizer. This is one of our daily races. And tonight we have Smart JD and Signums on the screen. And of course, I'm Professor Render. I'm going to be doing double duty because it do be like that sometimes. We have a total of 16 runners on the screen. And it's open 7-7, defeat Ganon, pretty log standard, so we don't need to go through escape as a requirement. Of course, we might want to come back there for items, whatever comes first, obviously. And they're going to get started pretty soon. We'll see that come up on the screen just a bit. So yeah, how are y'all doing tonight? Just out in there in the world. Me, I'm just chilling out and stuff and things. Want to at least have a nice little game go on in the background for your viewing pleasure. And here we go. Both are going to head into Link's house, getting 20 rupees apiece. We're going to both see the Uncle start. This is one of your more typical starts that you may be seeing. This is where you can get your tree pull, your tier 1 tree pull right out of the gates. Don't just street outplay too far away. And we do find it's 8 bombs. That's always nice to see. I'm gonna have a little bit of a split here. Not too much, but just a split. 300 rupees and the first sword for both of our players here. And you can tell it's the first sword because Uncle's holding the first sword. Straight up vanilla. And it looks like Signums is going to opt to save and quit here. Just not going to bother. Well, Smirk is going to immediately head into escape. Front of escape here. And we get the lamp out of it too, from out of the sanctuary. That's really, really nice. It brings everything brings the back into logic and all that good stuff. Provided that the small key is in Dark Cross or in the front. Incoming map check. Green pendant is vanilla, and then the others are 5/6s. The other one are just regular crystals. And we get to the back, so yay, fun stuff. So Smirk won't be able to get this into logic, but as long as he has a sword, he can just hold it out and just navigate the dark rooms that way. And if we get a bottle with a bee in it, it's just sitting there on Lumberjack Ledge, not too important. We're gonna be down 1 bottle, unless that gets required. And you may as well pick it up along the way if you're going to somewhere. Maybe that's unlikely, but. So we're going to go ahead and see the Zelda cell here. And we get a heart container from the mushroom spot while I am currently finagling with my SD card that I use for my Super NT. It's on a little adapter. 20 rupees on the drop down. Fire Rod in Zelda cell. So that does bring that into logic. However, we don't have. However, there's no fire source, or there's no magic for the fire rod. So, understandably, Smirk's going to go ahead and save and quit. That is a nice pickup, by the way. Yeah, never punished, according says Mendium. This is something that if you really want, like, you really want to just go into it, play aggressively, that's something you could do. Obviously, it's not like it's not a good thing, but it works, I guess. We're going to go ahead and see Blind's Hut. We're going through that now. We got 10 arrows, 3 bombs, some 50 rupee, more bombs, and whatever is here in this bomb spot. More bombs. Blue meow. That's nice. And now Smirk is going to go ahead and get that heart container. You might as well. It's a free heart container. Ended up being Sync Heart, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because you like to see it during like late in the game, not like this early on. Get a bow out of the well. That's nice. That means we can now clear Eastern. Green Pen Eastern. And a mirror to boot. This Khaki looking pretty spicy with that blue meal as well. $20 rupees as well, in there. And of course the bot commands are not working, so yay, no runner thing. Sucks. And Master Sword to boot, and Master Sword as well. And that means we now have access to Aga. It is in logic. We can easily get out with Mirror. And all that interesting stuff. 10 arrows. Smirk is gonna go ahead and get the bow out of here. Preemptive tracking for the win. And we also have a heart container on the race game. Not gonna pick it up. It's too out of the way. And Smirk going to go ahead and get information about where the pendants and crystals are within the overworld. There's the mirror for Smirk. Alright, Sajraw's Hut. What do you have for us? A flute. And a hammer, too. Click the flippers. Flutes. Silly tracker. Thank you. And Smirk could go ahead and just scout out the heart container and save quits out of it. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see the Eastern Palace play. This will get a green pendant out of the way. It won't be too bad because it's not it's not late in the game, so getting the green pendant isn't too much of a worry. We also got some divergence here. Smirk heading into South Shore, and Stickdams, like I mentioned, into Eastern Palace. So no flute or hammer just yet. It's just bombs in the sunken treasure. There's the big key. If we didn't have the lamp this early on, that fire rod would have put the Beck into logic. Okay, so into Mini Moldorm Cave. Just a lot of heart pieces and bombs. So at least you get another. At least you get another heart, I guess. Signum's going to go ahead and play risky here because I believe that was a 50-50 that a 50-50 scenario that we're in right now. Yeah, it's a 50-50. So you might if you so does Signums win the 50-50 or does he not? We don't know. Smirk are going to head into Ice Rock Cave, playing the more logic, more reasonable route. More not reasonable route, but the more like standard routes that most people will do. Ice Rock Cave is bombs. So far, Signums is being rewarded for going into Eastern Palace early, while Smirk is striking out on this Sap Store check. And it looks like Smirk are going to head straight back into Hyrule Castle with that lamp in hand. Signums almost gets the quick kill, but the Dharma State just sneaks away and loses the 50-50 for the green pendant. It would help if I marked off Eastern Palace at that moment. So, not going back. So, this could get a little interesting if Smirk does not play the 50-50 as well. If that has something, then Signums might not come back to there. And with that being a heart piece, that would have been a reason to go back, but no, it's not. We have also found information that Back of Escape has stuff. That's a map in Dark Cross. Actually, nobody does actually bring up something here. You can actually, if you were to do Aga in that scenario, you could go into Pod, and then you go back into Eastern Palace just to clean it up. That's actually pretty smart. Little smart little heads up, even if you lost 50-50 in that scenario. And Ether Medallion from the Back of Escape, while Signums is going to activate the flute. Well, I wouldn't say it's luck; it's more so just a nice little position. It ended up being in the back of the tavern in Kakariko. Just to point out something from Empty Knoll. And Signum's going to immediately head into out of the mountain. I like this. You have a lot of stuff to do in the mountain. And you also get your first crystal out here. Smirk is going to go ahead and get the flute and hammer. And not going into Green Pen Eastern. That is interesting. Boots from the old man? Then why not you just use it? If the old man's holding on to some boot onto the Pegasus boots, then why not doesn't he use it? It doesn't make any sense. Now it's literally unplayable. The game's unplayable. You can't. The old man can use the Pegasus boots that he has on hand to get through this old man cave. They don't fit him. That's more reasonable. That already you can't see. I mean, just hold out your sword. That just hold your sword. That works out. Moon Pearl, by the way. As I look away from looking onto the chat and onto the screen that's on Twitch here. You're right. That Smirk is playing as Magus from Chrono Trigger, and Signums is playing as a Pac-Man ghost. The ghost one is a little nice because it's actually it's super straightforward as to what it really does. I mean, you already have like frames for looking up, down, left, and right. You might as well just use them. It's just ripped them from the game. And you can make up your own stuff as well, just for other frames. Signum's heading into Crystal Hera, and there's Darkhold access. Interestingly enough, Smirk isn't going for the Moon Pearl. Also, I saw Swamp and Ice for the 5/6s. I thought I saw Turtle Rock was one of them, or was it the Turtle Rock and Thieves? Okay. Give me a minute while I sort through the the tracker here. I'm pulling double duty here. That ought to do it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I didn't see any of I was hoping to get them before. Oh, Signums went into the single hole, or into the middle hole. Oops. I didn't see any of the chests up on top. I saw the big chest, but never the one below it. So Smirk and Signums are gonna both fight Moldorm here. That will be Smirk getting the first kill here, as Signums is getting bullied by Moldorm. Now, I'm wondering if Signums is aware of the Moon Pearl because he should be able to get. He should get over that. It's in It is over where Spectral Rock Cave's at. And he will need that for Darkwood access. Because I thought he got when he went to get he got it, but apparently he didn't. The cyan one, okay, it's actually to correct something as well. The cyan one is inky. The red one is the four ghosts in Pac-Man are the red one is blinky. The cyan one is inky. The pink one is pinky, obviously, and the orange one is Clyde. Or Sue, depending on if you're playing or Sue if you're playing Miss Pac-Man. I don't know why they changed the orange ghost name to Sue for Miss Pac-Man. Probably for just the different gender. I don't know. There's Quake for Smirk. And Flippers. Did not get the bomb jump there. And it's going to opt to just bail out of that for now. And I believe Smirk is going to flute back to 1 here. Yeah. Okay, so he's going to... Or, no. It's going to... going to flute to 8. Hopefully he comes back for that Moon Pearl, because he doesn't have it. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? There was about the Blinky thing. So I think there was an image I saw that I think in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, I think the orange goose was called Blinky. And there was like a little like debate on whether or not that like is his name Clyde or is his name Blinky or something like that. I don't remember, but I think it's the Hanna-Barbera cartoon because yes, Pac-Man had a cartoon that was done by Hanna-Barbera. Signum's going to the back of Escape now with that glove in hand, going to get that ether. Blue Boomerang here in the Waterfall Fairy. Okay, yeah, I got it right. So yeah, Pac-Man, in Pac-Man, Blinky and Clyde the names were swapped between each other. And it's even funnier because in like the games that like feature Pac-Man onwards, like up until like I think Pac-Man World Rally, from when I'm reading this article or this page, this wiki on it. It would be Clyde and Blinky swapped between those two. It's kind of funny because like it's clearly a misread. There is a palette shuffle. You could shuffle the. I think there's also what changes does the randomizer? There's a palette shuffle that none of that has turned on. There is a Um, oh yeah, and the red ring of Missouri. Okay, let me grab that here for just a sec. There we go. Going into Eastern Palace now, while Signums gets 10 arrows out of Gold Woods. There is also a there's also a sound effect shuffle that was added in the most recent patch for this game. It is hilarious, and honestly, it's not. It just don't turn it on. Like straight up, don't turn it on. It's funny, but don't turn it on. It's going to make you like it. It's going to confuse the heck out of you. On actual random, like actual game logic, you can shuffle the entrances around. There's some builds of the game that have the ability to swap doors around. Even the overworld itself can be shuffled around. Keys, dungeon items can be shuffled around in the main pool, outside of their dungeons. You can randomize the sprite if you really want to, like during once you download the game. There's a lot of things you can randomize with this game, straight up. There is some quality of life changes, like the most obvious one being the what you see on the screen with the rupee count being instead of like maxing out around 900, like 999, it goes up to 9,999. Not like you won't. There's not like there's enough rupees to get 9,999, but it's there. Quick swap, you're seeing that on the screen as sometimes. Smirk's going to do is not going to risk the 50-50. That's what give him an item. Yeah, you can make the beeps, like you can quarter the heart beeps if you really want to, or double it if you really want to annoy people and make the chat hate you. I've seen it happen, and I've seen it before. I've heard it before. It is amazing. I recommend people turn it on just to annoy your friends. I don't turn it on. I play on quarter speed. Red mail. So Signums won't get punished for that, but it is nice to have on hand. $50 rupees from the C-shaped house. There's also some bugs that they fixed, like a pretty major bug with where if you're in fake flipper state, which is a version 1.0 bug, that's the game runs on the Japanese version 1.0 because there's specific bugs tailored to that game, tailored to version 30 version 1.0 that's crucial for the game, and it's also the main version for the main speed run. Where if you get hit during a fake flipper state and you're not on the screen on the room or part of the overworld where you trigger the fake flipper, you'll hard lock. It's a death in this version of the game to prevent it. But from what I've heard, there is a change to make it so that it will keep it back to its original, but all controller inputs, like for left, right, up, and down, will be disabled, and then you can just go ahead and do a save and quit out. Okay, so that will be the green pendant for Signums. Smirk. We'll get the heart piece from there. Signum's heading over to K45. Yeah, so by pressing L and R, you can quick swap. And that's a thing that's been was originally not allowed in races up until sometime, I think like a year or two ago. I think it was more so a year ago. where they actually made it viable because it actually does save some time. It's actually very helpful too. So people have been using that a lot. Yeah, so that's probably what might be what's causing it. He may have saw the bottom of the he may have saw the bottom of the moon pearl and thought it was like a heart piece or something. That has been really hurting him. And yeah, we're going to see, I believe, an Aga climb. We also got the book out of Hype Cave and Powder. So yeah, this Aga climb is pretty unfortunate because he has essentially a last locations the heck out of that moon pearl, and it doesn't feel good considering what it really is. So we're gonna see what Smirk will get after this Aga climb. As Signam's heading over to the pyramid ledge, just 20 rupees. So yeah, I guess we're fine here. Signam is pretty much okay here. Smirk, however, needs to head back over to head back over to the mountain, because that was where the moon pearl is at in Spectacle Rock cave inside of it. So with our current equipment that we have, we can get into the back. We can get into Desert Palace through the back or the front. It doesn't matter. We can get we can read pedestal. We can get all the tablets. We can get both tablets. We can we could go into Swamp Palace, but we'll not have hookshot to get into it. And not like Signals will be heading there. So currently, we can finish up deserts. We can poke our heads into mire, but not clear about Samaria. No Ice Palace without mitts. Or I say that and we get mitts, so don't mind me. We can now get into Ice Palace. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see an Aga play, the Aga fight. 0 to 22 blue balls. If you want to guess that, it's fine. It's not like it's really official. It's not like it's super official or anything. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's no right. Mendium hasn't. Well, amongst the two runners, you can go and do Ice Palace, but like in our collective consensus, you can do it, but not Signum's in particular because he hasn't been this front of escape yet. Just to correct myself alongside Mendium with correcting me about it. See, I'm not perfect. Oops, there goes Signums. Just following, trying to do the little bonk there, and now getting bullied hard by the hardhead beetles. Wait too much time, that happens. And there goes there's the Aga kill, and unfortunately this will not lead him to anywhere in particular. Because he's going to be walking around as a little cat and gets 20 rupees, and he's going to be like, what am I missing? Yeah, he's going to mirror here, so you're going to flute. I think this is the mountain. He's debating on what it could be. He's flew to 3 right now. Going to get the bottle for Sick Kid. Yeah, she's probably convinced it's not there. It doesn't exist for him. We have 3 keys. We can check the harmless hellway. It is not a key. Yeah, it has to be the key here. Or no, wait, did he not check harmless hellway? I must have not seen it because Smirk's been venturing far and far away from that moon pearl. There's Chaos Maria though, so yeah, sure, we still can't go into Meyer yet, or Signums can't go into Meyer yet, but once he goes, or go into Meyer, I mean go to Ice, not Meyer. If he goes in, sure, he can't go to Ice yet, but Meyer, like, and he's just stumped. He must have marked it off on his map tracker, I'm guessing. Because he's looking at he's probably just debating on what it could have been, what went wrong. He's floating away. This has to be the mountain. There's also Berna too. Both Kane's in Pod, by the way. Yeah, he's looking at the map. He's going to 4. That's not where you're. That's not it. Yeah, and Smirk just he doesn't know what doesn't know. He's convinced that it was probably a heart piece or a heart container. That is very, very unfortunate for Smirk. He's saving and quitting now. Going to Sank. Still not. He's practically there, but doesn't know. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I get it. This stuff happens. This happens to the best of us. We forget an item for the longest period of time, and we don't know what it is because we may have either mismarked something on our trackers or on the map trackers or whatever. And it's not fun. It is not fun to see it to see this happen. Yeah, and Mendium is actually bringing a big example as well. Spec Rock, Fire on Spec Rock. He left it on during one restream, and something like this does happen. He's going to retrace his footsteps here. He's already been to Mini Moldorm Cave, and it's not. It isn't fun. Yeah, he's already got the NPC, and I've had this happen before as well. It wasn't on a restream, but I remember this vividly. It was during one of my cross keys tournament matchups. I had completely missed the Eastern Palace big key in the first chest of Eastern Palace, and he figured it out. And I felt so mad at I was pretty tilted that I made that big of a blunder to not skip, because I was just I was autopiloting, and it was just it felt so awful. Granted, this is cross keys and it's a completely different thing. There's the Moon Pearl, and he's just like that does not feel good at all. There's crystal number 2 for Signums. Signums tends to run on a lower resolution Because I wish there was a dedicated flag stream for Zelda 3, but no. It's funny because actually I've been actually playing a bit of Free Enterprise as of late. Not because not because I'm gonna move away from Link to the Past rando, but I just wanted to do something on the side, just have a bit of fun, just to take a little break from the game. And I know they have flags too, so. But yeah, it's normally like some people will run at a lower resolution, like a lower stream resolution. That's why the timer is a little bit blurry on his end, because I think he uses like a very small, I think, system timer or something like that. Signum's going to go ahead and check out the hobo. Just some bombs. And now he can now he's making his way over to Pod. Probably feels behind, although this is just a this is a daily race, so it's not like it's not like it's a big tournament race or anything. I mean, if you kind of like look at it very slightly, and it might be like around 2004, but it really depends on the streamer. Honestly, I for one tend to stream at around 720p because that's the maximum you can get on a restream like this without this whole thing breaking at like around 1080p. Because this thing can't, the restream here can't really handle that much, but that's so there's that. There's mitts for Smirk. And we're gonna go ahead and see Signum's get Mini Moldern Cave. This is kind of late, but understandable because he went on a route that didn't even head him that didn't even head his that didn't point him in the direction of South Shore. So yeah. Yes, that is the Pac-Man Ghost. That is Signum's specialty. Pac-Man Ghost. There's bombos that's required for Meyer, so no matter what, you're going to have to get the bombos, even ice or otherwise. It's not under the door. It's not under the doorstep. Checkerboard cave for Signums. It is 300 rupees, not necessary. Now, you got plenty of money anyway. No, that is a top. That is to answer your question about the hearts and stuff. No, that is a toggle. I believe you can toggle the blue to be random, but it really depends on the person. I for one play on green hearts because that's kind of I like the color green. My little character is green. I have a little character that represents myself as a person or as a resident of this internet, of this thing called the internet. That would probably be kind of taxing, like having to render the yeah, my son up. Yeah. The quality for streams, it would be kind of weird because I mean I think the technology, like you have to like render it on the fly, and it would be kind of annoying to deal with. I don't recall if Signum's got the boomerangs or not. To be quite honest, I do remember boomerangs being popped up for Smirk, but not Signum's. I'd reckon no, because he hasn't been over. I don't think he went over to the Zora area. Kane for Kane Mario for Smirk. There's Bombos just right there. So you can now get you can get into Mire. It kind of is. The layout for it is like I mean, sometimes the actual tracker likes to eat inputs, and it's I have no control over it. It's kind of irritating, but I mean, we were forced to kind of we've said like we've accepted it as like this is it. This is the best that we have. So I don't think machine learning would work well for that. I don't know. It's just Noxa 2. I don't know. I just don't know. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, this game, there's a lot of items to track. There's 216 checks in this entire game. There's a lot of stuff to open up. Lots of stuff to discover, lots of enemy bosses to kill, and all that goodness. I clicked Kane tracker. Thank you. So, either way, Signums has to get that Fire Rod from Zelda Cell, because Skullwoods is required. As far as Pedestal is concerned, we're looking at Hookshot, and that's it. Because Swamp is required. That's practically all there is. Bombs from a Desert Palace, the Lamellus fight, that's Crystal number 3. Smirk heading into the Helmut's Arcane fight. Using the hammer as it's required for this boss, or you can use bombs. That also works. That's what it uses. I think it uses the. I know it. I think in the commercial for A Link to the Past, they use bombs. So it is known that you can use bombs, but I think it has to be either in like some strategy guide, or like it was in the commercial for A Link to the Past. Then again, I don't really have that information on hand, but I think I've never seen something akin to that somewhere. All right, HOD cleared from Smirk's end. Going to go ahead and join Signums in Mire. We'll get information about the Bombos as well. I should probably mark that up for the both of them. Signum's, however, going to go into Mire because he did get the Bombos from there. It probably is a Nintendo. It probably was something from some Nintendo Power thing. I don't know. I mean, it had to be somewhere similar, right? Because it. All right. Signum's going to go ahead and is now in Mire. Smirk is going to follow Signum's in his footsteps. However, he does have the advantage of the Fire Rod, which, as I mentioned, is required for Skullwoods. Full stop. You can't use bombos on the little thing there. Yeah, there is a the Chris Houlihan room because he found a war mech in Final Fantasy 1 and sent it to Nintendo. Which, by the way, is only available in one particular spot. It's the bridge towards Tiamat, and he's in, I think, the seventh. He's the seventh in the seventh encounter table in Final Fantasy 1. I know this because I actually play Final Fantasy 1 myself. Or Final Fantasy 1 Rando. Yeah, I like to diversify myself whenever I'm like burned out. There's a big key in the in the lobby, the spike room. That would be a Godmire if we had hook shots, and subsequently Sigmund's had fire rod, but nope. I mean, some astute person would figure out the puzzles without even using Nintendo Power, but that would require a little bit of just like some level of not like good knowledge built up over the game. Bombos picked up from Smirk. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was common back in this was pretty common back in the day. Even I think the Sega Genesis wasn't like immune to that kind of thing. Where I think they used like Game Pro and all that stuff for it. Oh, there goes Signums. He touched the Wizard Robe, and those hurt. And took a little bit just to figure out. Took a little bit. I mean, if Shin Megami Tensei 1 was localized in the States, I would imagine how many people would be so confused as to how to play the game. Yeah, this is a good sprite. This Pac-Man sprite is pretty good. A lot of good use of the material. Crystal number 3 for Smirk. So even after the Moon Pearl, even after like last location the Moon Pearl and getting stumped over it, he's actually still he's holding his ground pretty well. Like there really isn't a whole lot you can do like currently. You can go into ice. We're going through Mire now. We're going through and all we're looking for is hookshot for go. So not even like the moon, like the amount of time that Signum's gained from Smirk having a little bit of a think, where that figured out where the Moon Pearl was. Smirk has made up. I believe that because Signum's I think lost that much time. I think lost time to that. That whole thing was lost. 10 bombs from the 10 bombs from the little chest after the big chest. Yeah, and that's kind of what's been going on. The hookshot, that hookshot spot depending on the hookshot, depending where the hookshot is, that could sway this particular pair in a certain way. And there's hookshot. That will be go mode for Smirk. As yeah, because that's go mode. Straight up go mode for Smirk. all Smirk needs to do. Oh, if Signums wants to get back in this, you're hoping that he goes into front of a save to get the fire rod. Because at the moment, well, he will be in the general area of swamp. Probably after ice, or he goes into it the swamp afterwards. Because swamp has 6 checks, it's the more reasonable call to go into there, to go into a swamp because of the density. On the contrary, you can go into ice and get that cleared out because you have icebreaker a lot available to you. Fire Rod was in Zelda Cell. To answer something from Hydropower. So if Signums heads into swamp after he clears it, he'll be right in the area of front of escape. He did back of escape already, but never the front. Unless I got my tracker all mixed up and Signum somehow slipped in the fire rod while I wasn't looking. Yeah, and even after the Aga kill, like Smirk is basically holding his own. This is actually really good for Smirk. as crazy as it is, this will actually be a go mode sub hour. If you can believe me, like normally my seeds are awful, but this is just nice, straight up. Yeah, and that will be go mode for Smirk at 55:45. Signum's down. That's not good. Yeah, he does not have a fairy. Like, he never got the bottle. Like, Signum does not have a bottle. And he's bailing. He is bailing out. And yeah, there's no fire. There is no fire rod. So that doesn't feel good at all. But Smirk right now is in a pretty good position so far. A pretty good position. Like, he's been in a really good position. Signum's is going to go ahead and follow his way into swamp. And ice is the other 5-6. So I was gonna say if he got an Ice Palace first, by the time he goes into Swamp Palace, he would have the 5-6 crystals. That would lead him towards the pyramid, which as we know is where Howard Castle is in the Dark World. I don't know. As someone who actually lives in Ohio, I can't tell you. I don't know. I generally don't know. Smirk going to go ahead and use the Burna here to dash through these without a problem, because this is your only invulnerability item that you have. This will soften up the little small eyes on Vitreous. And yeah, the advantage of having the red mail is pretty apparent here. He doesn't take a whole lot of damage. If he were to get hit by the eyes, he doesn't take too much damage. Neither is the lightning. No. I no. Stop it, air bomb. No. Stop it. Not Ohio Gozaimasu. God. I know that. I know that, Mindium. As much as I don't, even though I don't speak a lot of Japanese, I don't, I know some words. Anyway, Smirk is heading over to Skull Woods. I gotta focus on this. Swamp Palace still for Signums. There's a blue potion. Okay, that's something. That would have been nice to have for the mini fight, but unfortunately, considering where the hookshot is, that kind of feels rude. Ugh. At least it's not Sparta. At least it's not Sparta. I mean, I guess so. I miss the days where like the internet was like so simple and everyone laughed at that one scene from the movie 300 where like that was, and they made like a bunch of remixes out of it, and I miss those days so much. Anyway, Skullwoods for Smirk going to fight Mothula now. We'll have an ice palace. We'll have a quick ice palace. We'll have a quick swamp palace. While Signums is still hunting for the fire rod, at least once he finishes up the dungeon, he'll be in the general area. As long as he doesn't bail, out of either out of ice, as long as he doesn't like completely completely avoid Ice Palace here, because if he goes to Ice Palace, then he can turn the big bomb. However, on the contrary, you do have a lot of checks with Mitts, namely Smith Chain, so that could really throw a wrench in the works. That is crystal number 5 for Smirk. And let me see if the commands work here. I'm hoping they do. Okay, cool. They do. Nice. Give them a follow. They're doing a really good job. I'm also flying. I'm also performing double duty. I'm also calming. I'm calming and tracking. So I'm trying my best to keep up and provide some quality quality content for you. Signums, yeah. This is something I'm actually, yeah. Signums doesn't do a diver down here. And I understand. Sometimes the people may not know the trick. If they don't know the trick or anything, or if they think it's a little bit too difficult, I can totally understand that. Mushroom for Signums that will push them. That could possibly push them away from the fire rod here. I mean, it does save a bit of time. The diver down is always a nice little time save. Yes, I did this. I think a while ago, and it was honestly kind of fun. It's actually a lot more helpful and a lot more great that I have this current setup that I have, where I actually have my second monitor 24/7. So it actually makes doing this kind of thing a lot more easier. If I was doing it on a single scan, I would not be doing it at all. Okay, here comes the Ice Palace bomb show. We have an Icebreaker for Smirk JD. This will be a fun one. This involves a door state extension. because you're I think the game tries to push you out of the block, but also trying to get you out of the door at the same time or something like that. I try to explain this enough, like so many times, and I feel like I don't explain it too well, or I miss the point, or without me going into a complete ramble. Basically, you can go through the door, you can go through the wall by moving where the door would have pushed you out if you're moving like left or right or up or down. It's as simple as that, and the Samari is used as like a blockade. It's also a specific you have to clip in slightly. There's silvers. At least it isn't. At least it's not in GT like it usually is, or like no, not usually, always is. Because silvers are always in GT. This is just GT. This is just GT with extra steps to it, and it's also really cold. Alright, Smirk is going to go into cold stare. I don't know why I'm amusing myself over stuff like this. Signum's gonna go ahead and after the swamp clear, I'm going to check out the Bombos tablet. There's our first shield. As crazy as that sounds. Yes, that was our first crystal. Signum's going to be a little cautious here. There you go. And Signum's going to go ahead into clear ice now, and that will be the crystal number 6 for Smirk. Just gotta finish up Swamp Palace here. And this one will be pretty quick. It's a go mode swamp. It's going to be quick no matter what, no matter how you slice it. If you don't do diver down, or you do diver down, it is going to be quick, very very quick. And just as a bit of a safety precaution, we're going to go ahead and get bottles. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's always a good. It doesn't hurt to get a blue potion with as much money as we have. So, if you're rooting for Signums, you're hoping to get to, once he finishes up Ice Palace, you're hoping that he goes to do the big bomb, and then subsequently follow that up with Eastern with Farm Escape. That will get him to go mode, and that means you're gonna have to go back to Meyer because Signums had died on Vidi with a Master Sword fight. And yeah, this is also one thing too. We have not seen a whole lot of hearts to say. This is pretty low. 7 hearts. Granted, Signums does have 9 hearts, but if you're rooting for Signums, you're hoping that there's going to be some hearts in GT. You're just hoping for hearts in GT. You're hoping that the Vicky isn't like too far, doesn't like close by, so that we don't have to do a fight with like 7 hearts. I mean, I guess the counter for that too is that you have red mail. That's always a nice thing to have. You can it's quarter damage taken. You don't like you don't need a pause buffer. You can do a sword buffer for diver down. Either or works. You can either menu buffer, select buffer, or my preferred setup. My preferred way is sword buffering because I like to do sword buffering. It is actually it is actually quicker if you can get it down right and do it fast. It's actually quicker than those, but it really depends on how you set it up. Yeah, so this is the diver down. What Smirk's trying to do is that he wants to clip into this railing and then jump down. Andy likes to call it Holy Diver off of the Dio song. I think Diver Down is another song, but I don't know exactly what it actually is from. So, okay, so Smirk is heading to his final crystal boss. And that is going to be an artist fight. Master Sword fight, yeah, but that's like the least of our worries. Now, what most of the top runners will like to do is that they will hold out their sword, and then once they have it fully charged, they'll try to grab 2 puffs. Because what they can do is that they'll spin at the two puffs, and that will actually make the fight a lot more quicker. Smirk doing a bit more simpler approach, albeit slower, and just hooking them one by one and just slashing them 2 times. And that'll do it. That is all the crystals for Smirk. Now we get to play our little game. There's a total of 21 chests and a single torch to make up a total of 22 possible locations. Now, simple math. One of them has the big key. 1 to 22 get you guys in chat, and if you are exact to it, or are closer to it, then cool, you win. Good on you. Well, yeah. I mean, because I mean, it wouldn't surprise me it's a JoJo stand because Araki has good taste in music. Hiriko Araki has a good taste in music. Araki, for those who aren't aware, is the creator of JoJo. Smirk gets dead rock, that's the least of his worries. It's an album, but close. It's an album, but it's close enough. It's close enough to it. Yeah, it's actually funny that you mentioned. It's funny that Sean Sigma mentions it in the chat about JoJo Part 6, literally coming up like this coming month. Oh, Signums takes a death on Cold Stare. Ugh. That's a boss you don't want to die on. Because you have to go all the way back. Because you have to go all the way back to the bottom of the bottom. Because you start at the top, and you have to work all the way down to the bottom. But literally, yeah, it's coming in like a week. Yeah, the anime at the Part 6's anime is coming up like literally in a week, as of this stream, obviously, just for the VOD, for the VOD's sake. It is. I mean, as much as I don't watch a whole lot of JoJo nowadays, I will admit this is actually kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of interesting that they're going with a batch lineup. That all the most of the parts are going to be, all the episodes are going to be like in one set batch. But it's it is what it is. It's interesting, a different distribution. It's different distribution because it's all going to be on Netflix. So there's that. And Signums is going to opt to just not bother with Icebreaker. I'm just gonna go and do the Ice Palace Bomb Jump. ALTTP brought to you by anime. Yeah, I guess so. Obviously, I mean, it is an interesting. I mean, I'm trying to be as formal as I can, but you know, this is a daily, so sometimes I'll want to like these kind of talk with the chat here. So we're hitting now in GT. Smirk hoping to find hearts here because he's on 7. And number 1 has 10 arrows. Number 2 is a small key. Going to go ahead and go full left here. Signums is having a little bit of difficulty with this. It's going to have to pop the blue here, which he doesn't want to do it. Number 3 was a key, by the way. So no Bob. It would also be nice to find a sword here too. That'd be also nice. There's the bomb jump for Signums. Number 4, going to go ahead and use the ether here to take care of the stop those quick. Number 4 is 50 rupees. Number 5 is 20 rupees. There's a heart container. Number 6. Number 7 is 20 rupees. Number 8 is 20 rupees. So at least the good thing is that even Smirk does have hearts available to him. 9 to be exact. I said 7 earlier. I meant 8. Didn't get the some iframes off of being on top of the peg there. Number 9 is another key. You know, I don't watch I don't watch a lot of anime, but I was watching a bit of Kamen Rider, mostly because I wanted to watch something a little different. I've been watching Double, so I've been watching Double, but never got back to it. There's the big key at number 11, by the way. There's a shield as well. But I need to get back to watching Kamen Rider. So the closest one was Kinali with 12. So good on you. You win a game that honestly, like, it's just for a bit of fun. Oh, and Signums takes another death on Cold Stare. Oh, that feels so bad. That feels so bad for Signums. He's made it all the way to the bottom, and he's gonna have to bail. He's bailing. Oh, that is so horrible for Signums. Oh, I mentioned before how Smirk having to think about having that big little pause for that Moon Pearl was unfortunate, but this is very, very unfortunate for Signums. I mean, this is a daily race, so I mean, it doesn't. It's not like the results like. It's just a bit of fun. Like it's a community race. If people forfeit, they forfeit. It's not like the worst thing. It doesn't really hurt them. It's not like a tournament race or anything. It's not even a league race too. Which actually, speaking of, I think afterwards, after this got off the ground, Pug Trio had recently won their match. They won the game 4. Solsky won the game 4. They actually made it into the conference semifinals. which is actually the farthest that which currently is their farthest that they've gone in the 3 years that they've been in the league. The past 2 seasons, they've made it as far as the divisional finals, but this time this is their farthest run yet. Signums is going to go ahead and get the red boomerang. Spoiler mode is also a hard mode too, because it is a very tough one, because you have to route not only do you have to route fast, but you also have to route if you depending on how comfortable you are with low percent fights, you might have to route in hearts, which will take time, the precious time out of your which takes precious time away from the precious study time that you have. So it's basically you have to balance out what's required, and then balance out safeties depending on how comfortable you are. And if you mess up if you ever die or mess up pretty badly with your routes, that could be costly, because everyone else is going to be following the same route as you. Or similar routes, whatever it comes first. It's rough, and in a costly death like that is only makes it worse, because I mentioned this before. Cold Stare is like the worst boss to die on, because you have to start from the top. You start from all the way to the top of Ice Palace, and then work your way down to the bottom, and that takes time. That definitely takes a lot of time. Moldorm 2 has been defeated by Smirk. Oh, that's a nice convenience half magic and Moldorm 2 chest. We gotta do Master Sword Silver's fight, but that's not terrible. That's not bad at all. This is doable. A little slower, yes, but it is doable. Nice triple for Smirk. And got a 3-1-2. That is a very nice little pattern there. Okay, all that's left is to go ahead and kill the pig with Master Sword and Silvers. Now, this isn't a bad situation for Smirk at all. It's just that it's really unfortunate that Signums ends up being in this kind of situation where he's looking for Fire Rod, and he's basically having to go and clear this out. That quote, that is a song. What Ganon said was a song. A song that I don't really know about. It's funnily enough. I see it a lot. I hear the lyrics, what the lyrics is supposed to sound like sung out, but never have I heard the actual song before. For me, I thought he was actually genuinely saying, just back off, don't stand close to me, back off. But I didn't even know it was legitimately a song. You know, just the things you learn about as you play Rando, I guess. You got a good position here. You can go ahead and start spinning like nuts. Oops. No, that's not a soft lock for Signums. He's setting up what is called an icebreaker. He's going to pass through the wall, like we saw here. Oh, it's a police song. Oh, by Stinging the Police. The only thing in the police song I know is "Every Breath You Take." That's probably one of the more famous, the more popular songs. I'm like great use of the Burna here by Smirk. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's the trick that Signoms did is called Icebreaker. It lets you clip into that wall and pass through it. It makes getting through Ice Palace a lot quicker. It is a very, very good trick to learn. Also, we have Lana Bean rating with a party of 3. Welcome on in. This is our Link to the Past Randomizer week. Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. It's our open weekly, obviously. And we're seeing Smirk going through into phase 4 of the Ganon fight. With silver arrows in hand, this is a cakewalk. I want to be a little careful there. Good. Okay, that's really good. He did not hold any inputs, because if he were to move right, he would have moved in the opposite direction, and that would have spelled doom, because that would have made him fall into the hole, and he had to start the fight all over again. But that will do it. GG's in the chat for Smirk JD. What an incredible performance that he's got, despite the Moon Pearl mistake. But managed to pull it out strong. And we'll finish first on our reach stream with an official race time of 1:25:10. And that'll be good for 8th place overall amongst 16 runners. We had Arier taking the win amongst those with a time of 1:08:09. Shire 2nd place, 1:11:44. High Ruler 33rd place of 1:12:43. As Signum dies again. Dataplet 4th place with a time of 1:16:40. Lana Bean 5th place with a time of 1:20:08. And then the Benjamin at 6th place 1:22:29, and Rai 7th place of 1:24:05. And okay. Smirk's in the booth here. Gonna just tell him to hop on in, and we'll discuss this seed, because this was a jet seed, very much a jet seed, which is not common with me. Also, hi Smirk.
Hi, sorry, I didn't realize I had to jump in there. I thought you guys pulled me in. My bad.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. Anyway, GG.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous after that Moon Pearl mistake.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, I mean, it happens. We've all been there. Having to leave out an item, and probably after I'll make a mismark or something, it feels so awful.
It did. And I was like, oh man, and afterwards I was like god routing the whole thing basically. But like I was like, man, I just missed the best jet seat of my life because of this mistake.
Yeah, it was a jet seat, like I told you, it happens. You get a jet seat, and it could have been a jet seat if it had X and Y happened. And it happens to me as well. It happens to everyone. But at least like the benefit was that the thing that happened was that Signones was having a lot of trouble with bosses for this particular seat, because you didn't have a lot of hearts throughout this entire seat. You had like 7 or 8 hearts.
Yeah, it was low.
It was one of those situations where a low percent learning how to play low percent is like kind of key, and also a good best way to survive. One thing too was that you had red meal going in while Signum's didn't, because he opted to go for a 50-50, and Sigdums lost at 50-50 and had not been back into Eastern Palace since.
Oh, okay. I almost did the same gamble with the Eastern Palace. So
at least that was a nice little benefit. And even despite that fact, you had the advantage with the Fire Rod. Sigdums is still looking for that Fire Rod.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing that I could think of. I was like, oh, this is nice. I found this Fire Rod early on. That's good. Like, it still would have been better to get the boots and then do escape, but I didn't do. But having it is nice and out of the way. I think that was the only truly like trolley item in this seed, because everything else was kind of just on your path.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, it was that if that Fire Rod was like anywhere else, that wasn't in that really awful spot, this would have been real. It would have been really, really nice, because it all really depends on if you had made the decision to go into East to Front of Escape as early as you did, and just so happened that Sigdums just didn't go into it, just saved and quit after getting the sword.
Okay.
And he gets the shovel out of it too, out of Hookshot Cave. Oh.
Yeah. I got those looking for a sword there, but I didn't find. So.
Yeah,
poor guy. I feel bad. So, like, when I went to Spec Rock, and I went in and checked it, right? But I could have sworn it was a piece of heart. I thought it was a piece of heart, but I didn't get a good enough look, and I should have gone back to look for it, or like to double check it. That would have saved me so much time. But
yeah, that was the working theory that we had. It was that you thought it was a piece of heart or something, and it would have been like all the trouble. And it looks like, from judging by what I'm seeing here, it looks like Sigdums is opting to forfeit out. I totally understand. I totally get it. I totally get it. You've had a lot of strife. That's the wrong button. You had a lot of strife with bosses, and they're still looking for a Fire Rod. It's it's still late in the game. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
For sure, absolutely. And honestly, like, when I was playing this, that's what I expected I was gonna do. I was like, okay, I don't know how much time I wasted looking for this Moon Pearl. I could have sworn Sigdums was gonna finish like 20 minutes before me, and I was just like, okay, as soon as he finishes, I'll forfeit. Because when you make a mistake like that so early on, it just like feels really, really bad. So, like, I almost forfeited right then, but I felt like that would have been really bad to do. Like, that's kind of disrespectful to your opponent. So I didn't want to do that. I was like, might as well play it. So it's crazy that it turned around the way it did, because I never would have expected that. So.
And here's Sigdums as well. GG in a valiant effort.
Hey, Sigdums, GG.
Yeah, I must have missed something easy, because
so,
everybody's finishing in an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm just sitting here lost.
Yeah, your Fire Rod ended up being in Zelda's Cell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Really? People went there early? Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's the situation where it's like, it's a case of, do you go into Front of Escape as early as people got it early, because that sword was like conveniently right there, like just it was on a vanilla uncle, and it's like, do you go in or do you not? Most of the time people say no, it's ridiculous. But Smart just happened to go in, and he just got rewarded big time.
I guess everybody did, because okay. Yeah, so, that would have been about the last place I was going to look for the Fire Rod.
My reasoning for going there early is, so I don't know if you remember the mentor tournament much, but most of my mentors were like, because we started off playing with Sword Assured, and that was like, okay, it's open Sword Assured, just go to escape early on and get it out of the way. You get items for Kakariko in case you get a flute or a bottle. And so, and then after it switched over to open without a sword, then the ruling idea was like, if you get a weapon that you can go through escape with, and you're already there, just do it early. But if not, then go to Kakariko. So when I got that sword on Uncle, I don't know if you saw, but like I almost saved and quit. I was just ready to save and quit. But then I saw that it was a sword. I was like, oh wait, I should do escape now. So that's my reasoning behind it. But in this seed, it definitely would have been better if you had just gone and done other things. And after getting the boots, then going and checking into escape. But because I feel like I wasted a lot of time there going into escape without the boots, doing the whole front, and I even went through like to the back when there were gloves available to drop in from Sanctuary. So that felt kind of bad at first.
Well, there's absolutely no reason to go back and do escape.
Right.
Once you skipped it at the beginning, there's absolutely no reason to ever go back there, unless you're desperate.
The only way I would...
And with everybody else already finished, it's kind of a waste to keep rolling this.
The only way I would see it happen is if you had went after clearing ice, and you were following the big bomb, and then mirroring afterwards.
Oh right, like if you go over to the pyramid area.
Yeah.
And you have the mirror. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but it was an unfortunate case where Signums was having a lot of trouble with Cold Stare, and it was just a case. It just ended up being where there was never that clear from Signums that would have helped him get over that route. So
yeah, well, the fire rod helps a lot with Cold Stare too. So
that too.
Yeah, because I mean, I think if I didn't have the fire rod for Cold Stare, that would have been a whole different scenario.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I guess now that all the formalities are out of the way, do you have any final thoughts on the seed or anything that you have to say about anything in particular or what?
Well, big thank you to you for doing this all on your own, commentating and tracking. That's a lot. So thank you so much, Professor Rinder. That's awesome.
No problem.
Major shout outs to you there. GG's again to Signums. Yeah, sorry about missing that fire rod. That kind of stinks. But it always happens, you get randoed and stuff like that. So, and GG's to everybody out there. And thanks for hanging out today, Pat, watching our train wrecks side by side.
Yeah, no need to drag it out if pretty much everybody else is already finished, and I'm just floundering looking for the last thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, nothing against you or anything. You're great. Both of you are great runners as is, and it just happens. Stuff happens.
Yeah. I really wonder what my time would have been without the Moon Pearls fiasco, doing Aga and all that stuff. But anyway.
Okay. All right. So that will do it for this race. So at least coming up on I'm looking at the schedule right now. Currently, as we're speaking right now, the massive Super Metroid Relay is still going on Speed Gaming Prime. That is something that you may want to if you are a massive fan of Super Metroid, you want to watch that because it is a big race. It's been going on for quite a while. Last time I checked, they're going strong of 7 hours. They're going through so many different modes, and it's a massive relay that those who want to watch it are free to do so. Currently, I don't know if this was still going on, but currently on Speed Gaming 3, we have a Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver tournaments. Oh, this game is so near and dear to my heart. It is a Manipulus tournament. You want to watch that? It's on Speed Gaming 3. Coming up at 10 p.m., we have another Zelda 1 weekly race. that's going to show up. And then going into tomorrow, we have the matchup between the Spoilers and Go at 10:10 in the morning. No schedule for that yet. And there's also going to be a matchup between Radical Sniper 99 and Amerith at 4:10 p.m. on the Open League on some channel, has not been determined. And of course, there's going to be also more stuff like that, like with more JK LOL and Zelda and Shield matchups, and following on 8:10, Daily Race, Invitational, and other stuff. So if you want, no channels have been assigned for that one yet, but if you wanted to follow the channels, please do so. Speed Gaming 2 through 6, the multilingual channels, ALTTP League, the ALTTPR League, and the ALTTPR League 2 for the league channels, for the league matchups. And yeah, that will do it. So until then, take it easy, everybody, and I hope you have a pleasant night, or morning, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. All right, take it easy.